I don't really look at my films as figures here. I'm afraid that doesn't interest me. What interests me is winning the heart of the audience.
So the entire industry looks up to you as far as the marketing is concerned?
No. I'm numbers I'm very weak with. I don't have no idea. And in any case, you must...
No, but there are people in the industry who say कि आमिर एक पैसे का हिसाब रखते हैं, एक रुपए का.
People imagine things. I have no idea. Money is the thing that's furthest removed from me. Since you're talking about stardom,
जी.
आपने जो जुमले भी यूज किए, biggest star in the world and all that, ये
that's what Forbes has.
हाँ, वो Forbes किया नहीं मैं मान रहा हूँ उन्होंने बोला होगा ऐसा, लेकिन I'm saying that is their analysis.
जी.
According to me, the stardom of a star cannot be calculated based on his successes. Because none of the successes of a star are actually his successes. It is the success of the film. A superstar never makes a film. The film makes me a superstar.
In fact, I sent you a message a few days back as well that a friend of mine was traveling to a small town in China, and he's a teacher basically. He teaches in London, and he was on some sort of teaching sort of expedition in China, in a small town in China, and out of 30 students in his class, 20 they knew who Aamir Khan is, and they know your movies. So even in terms of stardom, you know, to have that sort of appeal the way you are having, and even like there's my niece in US, and she says that in my school, in my class, there are several Chinese students and they know Aamir Khan. So to have that sort of appeal as well,
but
is
that
something
that is because of my film.
Films.
That appeal have got because of my films, huh?
Okay.
It is the films that have appealed to people's hearts,
right.
And because I am a part of the film, lead actor also, because I'm a lead, उसका क्रेडिट मुझे मिल रहा है, वो मेरे काम को पसंद कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मैंने उन फिल्मों को नहीं बनाया सुपरहिट वो फिल्मों ने डायरेक्टर्स को बनाया, राइटर्स ने बनाया, मैं उसका एक हिस्सा रहा हूँ. मैंने ओपनिंग तक उस फिल्म को पुश किया एज अ स्टार, ये मैं मानता. एक्चुअली अगर आपको स्टार की स्टारडम मेजर करनी है ना, तो आप उसकी फ्लॉप्स देखो कि फिल्म बुरी है, मतलब कल को मैं बुरी फिल्म बनाऊं, आई होप कि ऐसा ना हो, लेकिन कल को अगर मैं बुरी फिल्म बनाऊं, तब हम देखते हैं उसका कलेक्शन कितना होगा कि यार फिल्म बुरी है लेकिन आमिर के स्टारडम पे ये धंधा हुआ है. देन यू विल मेजर माय स्टारडम. सो यू शुड मेजर द स्टारडम ऑफ अ स्टार विथ हिज फ्लॉप्स, नॉट विथ हिज हिट्स.
Okay, see,
if you know what I'm trying to say.
See, I'm sure
अगर प्योर आपको स्टारडम चेक
बिल्कुल, you know much more than what I think we would know any day.
I don't look at films otherwise from the role point of view, you know.
Right.
Of course, there's so many roles out there which would be very challenging for me. But my mind doesn't work towards roles. It's more towards the film, the overall script. Does it excite me? And then my role is what I look at. So I don't move towards films thinking, now I want to do this kind of role. That's not how I move towards scripts. See, the one I won't like to be is probably the character from Fana, who's a terrorist and who kills people. I don't want to kill people.
Right.
I don't want to kill people. I don't want to harm people.
Right.
I'm not a market guy, so I may be wrong. So don't check with me.
The entire industry looks up to you as far as the marketing is concerned.
No. I'm numbers I'm very weak with. I don't have no idea. And in any case, you must.
No, but there are people in the industry who say कि आमिर एक पैसे का हिसाब रखते हैं, एक रुपए का.
People imagine things. I have no idea. Money is the thing that's furthest removed from me.
Right.
Furthest removed from me. I don't believe in using my time in that manner.
Okay.
Money doesn't interest me beyond a point. And I don't really look at my films as figures here. I'm afraid that doesn't interest me. What interests me is winning the heart of the audience. What interests me is that when you sit in the theater and the lights go out and the film starts on the big screen, what interests me is the audience. I want them to just love the film. I just want to come out. I want them to come out and say, "Man, what did we just see here? That was really amazing." You know, that's what I'm always wanting. And you know, figures can be very misleading.
Right.
So figures can be used to a certain extent to gauge how much people have liked a film.
No, my question is about the correct box office figures.
So there are two aspects to it. One is that people misreport. That's something that now if they misreport, they misreport. What can you say? But I don't think the market ever gets fooled by that. People in the market know exactly what the business is.
Okay.
But there's another aspect to it. You know, just the total box office, I don't think always gives you a correct picture. So I'll give an example of my own film, Three
Right.
Idiots. Three Idiots did a business of 202 crores. That is the total business of the film
Right. In India.
in India. And at that time, it opened for the time, 4 years back when it opened, it did a weekend of 40.
Right.
Around 40 crores roughly was the weekend.
Right. 30 or 39.
If I remember correctly, yeah, somewhere there. So, if that's the weekend, and it was a big weekend, it was the biggest weekend ever
Right.
at that point
At
in
that
time.
point, right.
And I remember we had released in 1500 screens.
Right.
Today we release films in 4,500 screens. So, for that time, when it does 40 crores in the first 3 days, the weekend, the first 3 days, and then it goes on to do 200 crores.
Yeah, right.
So you will realize that it's 40 into 5 reaches 200. So it's done 5 times what it did in its first 3 days.
Because I think second weekend as well, I
Weekend
think.
into 5. Now, according to me, that is a good yardstick. Let's assume same film, Three Idiots, has done the same amount, 202, but the weekend is 100. So it has done weekend 100 into 2, 200. Total business is same. But this tells me that a lot of people went in with a lot of expectations, but उनको मजा नहीं आया, तो वो 200 पे जाके रुकी. Weekend into 2 is not a good sign, in my opinion. Weekend into 5 is unbelievable. Weekend into 3 is good.
Right.
Weekend into 4 is very good. 3.5 is very good. 4 is very, very good. 4.5 is mind blowing, and 5 is unbelievable. So very few films do that.